Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello, I'm back. It's been a very long time since I've streamed, but here I am, back again. I've been quite busy writing and just generally writing and working, but now, with any luck, I will be streaming a little bit more regularly. Uh, how's the weather going in New Zealand? Good. North. South of the north. Yes, good. Um, and a little bit of reality is showing that this. Okay, fine. So, yes, nice hair. I have blue hair. It is very blue, and interestingly enough, it is not the same blue. Let me see if I can demo this without. No, I can't demo this without messing it up. It is not the same blue as the blue screen behind me. You can see this little blue outline around my hands. Because I don't have a green screen, I have a blue screen, and turns out, well, it's not such a problem with the blue hair. I thought I would just have this hole where my hair is, and just, I was thinking of all sorts of interesting things to do with, like, pictures of brains and stuff. But anyway, I thought it would be fun, since I've recently been doing a lot of game dev type stuff, to experiment with sound, to experiment with 8-bit audio. And this is not the usual stream where I show you something that I have learnt and prepared a little bit of and know a bit about. This stream is going to be about me learning as I stream. So it may be frustrating to you, and I'm sorry about that. But for me, it's going to be really fun. Let me show you what I've been doing lately. CodePen. This is a thing I've been making lately, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. How do I get there again? Pens. So I've been doing this JavaScript stuff lately, and I've been really enjoying it. Animation is the one I want. Check this out, because this is fun. I'll just make that a bit smaller. Da, da, da. All the loading. Woohoo! It's a bit laggy. It's a bit laggy thanks to being streaming at the same time. But look, it's a little platform game, and you can shoot the people, and you can jump around, and there's all sorts of collision detection and jumping and animation, and it's really fun. So I've been doing this lately, but the trouble is that I don't have a lot of good audio for it, and that kind of sucks. So I did some research, and I found that there was this really sweet library called Band.js, and it basically allows me to make 8-bit-ish audio using JavaScript. And I played around with this for the first time this morning, and this is what I have so far. So listen and try not to laugh in text chat, though I think it'll be difficult not to do so. This is what I've done so far. So, if that was familiar to you, it is because it is actually the theme of the villain in the TV series Heroes from back in the day, a chap by the name of Sylar, and that was his theme tune from that series. It's pretty random that I found that, because I was actually looking for people doing covers of stuff with piano, and that's just one that popped up. So to tell you the truth, I don't know anything about music, anything at all. And what I did was I went onto YouTube and I searched for someone playing piano of a thing, and this was the first thing that I came across, and I copied the tune as closely as I could using the notation of this library. It is very Minecraft-esque, yes. You can create with this with Band.js. You can set time signatures and tempos. So if we increase this, for instance, we can make it a lot faster. So what does that sound like at 150? I'll try and play that as little as possible because I think it's going to get annoying if I keep playing it. Sylar! I can't even spell it right! Sylar, thank you. Sylar, yes. So he's the let's get a picture of him. He's this dude. Yes. I don't even know what that actor's name is in real life. Put his name in the chat if you know it. Anyway, you can define instruments. I don't think there's a limit on how many instruments you can define here. That I'm aware of. I think I would just be guessing, but defining 4, probably not a problem. Defining 16, maybe pushing it and making noise. Anyway, you define instruments and then you give them the names of the instrument packs that ship with band.js. So there is a list of them here somewhere, if I remember correctly. No, there isn't. But I can go into source and I can show you what they are manually, I guess. Instrument packs. The ones that I'm using are from oscillators. So these are the ones that are defined. And it's basically just the wave type in a simulated oscillator that, well, frequency anyway, that will change the sound slightly. So for instance, if I take, let me put the intro off quickly. And let me put, nah, that's fine. I'll just put the intro off so that it goes straight into there. But let's do that, and then let's change triangle to something like Sawtooth, I think is one of the other ones. Zachary Quinto. Yes, that's right, he does. I really like his acting in Star Trek. Anyway. That's horrible. Mute that, that's horrible. Okay. So, basically, don't use Sawtooth. Anyway, you can use Sawtooth, Triangle, Square, and Sine, and these all have slightly different musical properties. So if I made both of these triangle, as I had previously, then the right-hand side notes, your right, this is confusing. The right-hand side notes are a little bit sharper, I think, than if I use Sine for this. Will it play? Oh, I've muted it. That's funny. Unmute. So it's a little bit sharper, that sound there. Or if I switch back to Sine, which it was before, and run that, it's a little bit smoother, I think. Anyway, besides the point, this is a really cool JavaScript library, and it's actually, considering how little I know about music theory, this is actually really easy to work with. Basically, if you want to use something like this, start a new code pen and go to band.js. You can just Google for GitHub band.js, to the dist folder and pick one of these files, like I've got the min file. Go to raw and get this link. Okay, then open a new code pen. No, not new post. Who does a post on here? What? Who uses CodePen to blog? Okay, new pen, settings, and then put that in as a JavaScript dependency. And if you're doing music like this, I recommend you go to behavior and put auto update preview off, because it's going to drive you crazy. Each keystroke is going to start playing the sound again, which will drive you crazy. Anyway, save and close. Now, something that we're going to see here, if I open up console, let me show you something. I want this to refresh so you can see the error that is going to happen. Is it in console that we'll see it? Yes, okay, there we go. So this is the link that we just took from GitHub, and turns out GitHub's delivering it as text plain, and Chrome has security against that. It won't run a script that is MIME type text plain. So there, you can download the script yourself, or you can copy and paste the entire source code into CodePen, and that's going to be annoying either way. Or you can go to JavaScript, and instead of raw.github-user-content.com, you can say raw.github.com, which is a service that will serve that file with the correct MIME type. So if we load up console again and clear this and a refresh, we shouldn't see that error anymore. No error. Error? No error. Iron Man approves. Anyway, that's what I've done here. Okay, then a recap. You create some instruments, and then you define notes for them. So at this point, it's really useful to Google something of a piano layout. Say you go to YouTube and you search piano playing, or even Sylar theme. Let's do this. Was this the correct spelling? Really? Okay, anyway. Pick one of these. Nope, not that. Search for someone playing it on the piano is helpful. There we go. Okay, you can see I've watched it. Yay! Okay. And then what you do is you just see what keys people are playing. This is if you don't understand music theory, by the way. If you do, and you can read sheet music, and you've got sheet music to awesome stuff you want to play, do that, because that's helpful. But if you can't, and like me, you can't read music and you're not very good at it, this helps to see how other people play it. So watch someone play it and basically just watch what they do with their fingers. And then get a reference chart like this. This one's in Russian, so maybe not the best reference chart. But you can look at what people are playing. My hair is actually blue. It's just wet. It's just slightly wet and perhaps even a little bit transparent. No. It's just wet. It's just wet. Look. How do I show this? There. There's bits that are transparent here. But it is actually blue. Yes. Okay. Look what people are doing with their hands. And then go to your reference here. And when you're inputting the chords that you need to get it to play, like for instance, this lady's left hand here is on chords that I've defined over here. Try and figure out what the time signature is, which will match the piano playing that you're watching, or keyboard playing that you're watching, and then just experiment with the length of notes and the notes that you can glean from seeing what people play here and matching it to keys on your reference. Yeah, it does look dark. Okay, thanks Simon. Okay, so basically do that. That's what I did. I took MIDI to Banjay's converter. That's a really good idea. Maybe you should try that. It took about half an hour for me to figure out, and this is because I was really bad, but it took about half an hour for me to figure out what all these keys could be, and it's a slightly different pitch from this. But I don't know how to change the pitch of this library easily. I just know how to pick the keys that it plays. One thing to know. Thank you, Pooh on the Wall. I appreciate doing the coding streams. One thing that you need to know is that the instruments that you define, they play from the same time. So if you just want the left hand to play and you don't want the right hand to play, what's going to happen is you define some left stuff, and then here where you define some right stuff, it says, okay, well, this instrument hasn't started yet. Play this and this at the same time. And what you get is terrible. Well, you don't, because the left hand works with the right hand in this case. But notice the right hand's going to stop playing, and then the left hand will just carry on for a long time. Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is that to play sounds, you use this note function, the length of the sound, the key, and then true or false whether you want it to continue seamlessly to the next note. If this is false, it's going to insert a tiny break between the two notes. So I just have trues everywhere because I want it to flow seamlessly. I mean, we can probably, I guess let's set this to false, and then which is the default, and then unmute and play it a little bit again, and we can see. You notice that there is a very clear break there now versus before, when these were true. It's basically the sustain of notes. Okay, so to play sounds, you use note, and then to rest, you use the rest function. And if you only want one instrument to be playing at a time, you rest with all the others, and that kind of feels a little bit laborious. What I'd like for this library to have, although I don't see how that's possible, is a way to, with the current API, let me be clear, I don't see how that's possible with the current API. What I'd like is a way to define, to call a method that will play a single instrument and nothing else. Kind of like inserting a synchronous request in the middle of a whole bunch of asynchronous requests as a dependency. Kind of like that. I don't know if that's particularly clear, but that's what I'd like. Doesn't seem like it's possible in the library currently. Although, to be fair, I haven't dug into the source code, so maybe it is possible in the library, and I just haven't checked. Okay, the only other interesting thing about this library is that, I mean, apart from how cool it is that there is this repeat start and repeat, and those are like saving the context of a canvas and then resetting it, except that the reset just means go back to repeat start and play this again. Okay, so what's actually happening? You'll notice when I play this, the left hand plays 4 bars. And that's because it plays through this first one and then repeats it 3 times. So it plays through it once, hits the repeat, goes back, and does it another 3 times. If you want this piece of music to repeat 4 times, in other words, this repeat is the number you want minus 1, because it's going to play this before it starts repeating, which is a tiny thing, which would probably be obvious to you once you bump into it, but I didn't know it in the beginning. Okay, so let's do more. Let's do more of this. Let's do more of this. But I want to make this a little bit more challenging. I actually want to start a new one and not have piano music playing. Like, not be able to get the reference to this. And I have no idea how that's going to work. I have no idea how that's going to work. But this, instead of Sila theme, what I want to do is Caprica theme. That's what I want to do. Now, in case you didn't know, I'll show you what Caprica is. A long time ago, there was a TV series called Battlestar Galactica. And then, years after that, there was a remake of the series called Battlestar Galactica. It was a continuation in the timeline, but it was like a totally different set of technology and production quality and stuff. And then there was a spin-off series of that about the time before the robots that are against the humans happened. And that series, that spin-off series of the remake, was called Caprica. Apparently, though, the photos are quite not safe for work. But anyway, the theme tune to this, I think, is really cool. And I've had the theme tune for a very long time, and I want to try and make it into 8-bit. It sounds like this. Okay, that's all I'm going to play because I don't want this flagged for copyright. But that's what I want to do. Basically, I want to try and get, I guess, an iPad keyboard so that I can play the notes in front of me and that you can hear that with any luck. And so I can try and guess what the notes are, because I don't have the sheet music and I don't have someone playing piano and I don't want to go to someone playing piano. I basically want to take a tune and I want to learn the notes of that tune on a virtual keyboard, and then I want to convert that into the 8-bit equivalent in a CodePen. That's what I want to do. But now, before that happens, I actually want to go get some water. So I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to play that song, which is 4 minutes long, in the break. And when I'm done, I will try and do it. I'll come back from the break and I'll try and make that. So stick around and I will be back shortly.